Hello, Belmartians and friends of Belmar. Spencer Heulitt, President of the Historical Society here to bring you the second segment spotlighting the Belmar music scene. These artists are from my lifetime and still performing, so they are not history in a sense, but I see their accomplishments in connection to Belmar as part of its history. So let's get started. Billy Terrell graduated from Belmar Grammar School in 1959. He would become a songwriter, music producer, and comedian who would make a name for himself in the entertainment industry. Frankie Avalon credits him in reviving his career, and Terrell also worked with some of the biggest rock stars of the 60s and 70s. He has written a book about his childhood, how music saved his life, and how the Vietnam War almost ended it. He did a book signing of The Other Side of Rock and War, the title, and gave an emotional presentation I attended at the Belmar Library last year. An event I did miss, however, was the Summer Happening held in 1967 at the Fifth Avenue Pavilion, now Taylor Pavilion. It was sponsored by the Belmar Civic Association, hosted by well-known WMCA good guy DJ Jack Spector. It featured future rock and roll Hall of Famer Van Morrison and #1 hit Chapel of Love artist, the Dixie Cup. An estimated 450 teenagers were in attendance, so I don't know how I missed that one. Someone who didn't, though, was a Belmar teenage guitar player, Sonny Ken, along with future Asbury Jukes frontman, Southside Johnny Lynn. They were brought in to play with some of the bands performing. So Sonny Ken and I graduated in the same class at Manasquan High. He went on to be considered a Jersey Shore guitar legend. I have enjoyed listening to his guitar riffs in several bands over the years. One of his first bands played regularly at Monmouth Shopping Center, now the Mall, and on one occasion opened for Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Jerry Lee Lewis. Bruce Springsteen, in his book Born to Run, mentions going to watch Sonny play. The band, Sonny and the Starfires, also consisted of 3 other Belmar natives, Joey Pesapane, Jim Murdoch, and Chuck Anderson. They also had a drummer from Neptune by the name of Vinny Lopez, who would do the same for Springsteen on his first 2 albums. Also on Springsteen's first 2 albums was a multi-instrumentalist from East Street, Belmar, maybe the most famous East Street in the world. His name was David L. Sanchez. Sanchez would also perform on the song Born to Run, but then leave to pursue his own music. He released several albums with his band Tone, and subsequently worked with Eric Clapton, Sting, Peter Gabriel, and many other well-known music artists. Another artist with Belmar ties is St. Rose High School graduate Nicole Atkins. From Shark River Hills, she has toured nationally and overseas. Her CDs and records get regular rotation in my house. On her most recent album, Italian Ice, several vocals for songs were recorded at New Future in Belmar. With her voice, songwriting, and personality, she puts on an energetic concert. A few years back, she gave performances on both David Letterman and Conan O'Brien shows. On the side, she has DJ'd on Sirius XM radio and interviewed notable musicians. I try not to miss any of her shows locally. In 1986, the American Wind Symphony Orchestra made an appearance in the Shark River Inlet. The 45-piece orchestra of woodwind, brass, and percussion players have become a legend along the waterways, performing in a self-propelled barge. On July 4th, 1986, they were to be the musical centerpiece at the unveiling of the restored Statue of Liberty. As far as local establishments, the one place that stood out for me for music in Belmar was Ragin' Cajun. I can't say I experienced a better night of food, friends, and music anywhere. Billy, Hector, Rock and Randy and the Royales, String Bean and the Stalkers provided sounds that put me in a mood I did not want to end. I have a collection of String Bean CDs and a t-shirt that was designed by Belmar artist Doug Swerz, that would be Doug Z, to remind me of the beautiful nights there. Their first CD, Heulitt, Hey Hey, is as good as any I have in my music catalog. I also was fortunate to be there when they recorded live here in Belmar at the Ragin' Cajun. So Kenny Sorensen is String Bean, and the original lead guitar player was none other than the previously mentioned Sonny Ken. No wonder great music is still being heard in Belmar. From the church choirs through the years to the Belmar Art Center. From Danny White's beach music studio to Pat Roddy's band playing at events and parks. From home at DJ's to 90.5 The Night Brookdale radio station, Songwriters on the Beach. From Tom B and the Deep Blue Sea to our local UPS driver, Brian McGowan's band, Los Gringos. And from the late Jack Tavern to Belmar police officers, John Garrett's band, I have no doubt as time goes by that music will continue to be part of the memories, culture, and history of Belmar. Thank you for listening.